Hi, Pamela Kelly here, registered dietitian and nutrition therapist. I want to talk to you about fullness in my these three things. This is three things about fullness, and this is the second one. The thing about fullness, and I find this so fascinating, and I hope you will too, you can do your own experiment to prove it, is that while we are eating, at the beginning there's a certain amount of excitement, typically, especially if you're hungry. You are looking forward to eating. The food is satisfying. It's in front of you. You could be alone or you could be with others, but there's some energy around that when we're eating a meal. I kind of lean in a little bit when I'm eating something, especially if I like it a lot. And then the other thing about as you're eating and you begin to notice fullness, there's some changes in the way that the food tastes. It's very interesting. You've probably heard of the law of diminishing return. That is, if you have a lot of something, over time you care a little less about it. I know a new pair of shoes are in the box on the shelf, and then the longer I keep them, they might be out of the box, and then eventually they end up at the back of my closet. Some people feel that way about a lot of things in life, that the specialness, the first bite, second bite, when the satisfaction is really happening, is there. But as you continue to eat, there is that law of diminishing return is there. And what that means is food subtly begins to lose its flavor. Food becomes slightly monotonous. You begin thinking that you're just eating. You begin thinking about something else. So that energy, that lean in of when you began eating, where it tasted so fabulous, starts to wane a little bit. That's your first sign. You're probably getting full. You might have had enough right then and there. But you're talking with people, or you're engaged in another activity on your phone or whatever, that you might not notice because, you're just kind of in the motion of eating. One thing that is a great clue is if you're kind of wanting it to be over with. And sometimes when we're eating, we've got a few more bites left on our plate and you hate to waste it, and others are still eating or whatever, that, it's no more just that energy of enjoyment. It's just eating and you're probably full. So what I would suggest, if you're willing to do this experiment, is think about that last bite when it tastes good, and then the next bite where it might not taste as good, and then you think, I'm going to take a sip of water, and I'm going to sit here for a minute, and I'm going to notice if that fullness continues to rise, and if I'm done. And if you do that, and you've got a little bit of food left on your plate, save it for later. Have it for a snack after a while. Save it for tomorrow and have it for breakfast or lunch, or a snack tomorrow. Give it to somebody else at the table if they still seem to be hungry, or just be done. And of course, you can always continue to eat the food, even if you are full. There's no hard rules about anything when it comes to fullness. But that law of diminishing return is a real clue you've probably had enough.